The movie begins with a family of mountain lions moving through a dense forest in search of a new home. When they spot humans nearby, the father lion warns the cub that humans are dangerous and cannot be trusted. Despite this warning, the young cub remains curious about the human world. Ignoring his father's advice, the cub runs toward the humans. The scene shifts to a young boy named Jay waking up from a dream about lions. He lives with a human family who adopted him years ago. What nobody knows is that Jay is actually that same lion cub. He is a shapeshifter who can transform between human and animal forms. When Jay first arrived in the human world, he took human form and never changed back. A kind family adopted him, believing he was an ordinary orphaned child. Over the years, Jay has begun losing touch with his animal side and can barely remember how to transform anymore. One morning, the family sits together at the breakfast table while the television plays in the background. News reports describe strange and alarming incidents happening across the world. A passenger plane was forced into an emergency landing after birds attacked it mid-air. Other reports mention animals damaging machines and human structures. Scientists are confused and suggest that animals may be acting together in ways never seen before. Jay listens closely. Soon after, Jay prepares to leave for a new boarding school called Clearwater High. His mother believes the school will help him make friends and feel less alone. Jay feels nervous but agrees to go. As they drive through forest roads, he senses something is wrong. The whole trip feels off and he cannot blame it on car sickness. That night, the family stops at a hotel. Jay has trouble sleeping and hears strange sounds outside. In the distance, he sees a group of wolves moving toward a factory. Moments later, the lights in the area suddenly go out. The following morning, they arrive at Clearwater High. The principal, Lisa Clearwater, welcomes them warmly. She asks about Jay's background, and his mother explains she adopted him while working as a social worker. After answering a few questions, Lisa asks to speak with Jay privately. His mother Anna and his little sister Melody leave the office. Once they are alone, Lisa's tone changes. She tells Jay she knows his secret. Clearwater High is a school for shapeshifters called Woodwalkers. Every student and teacher there can shift between human and animal form. The school exists to help them control their abilities, live in balance, and remain hidden from the human world. Lisa asks what animal he is, and Jay nervously admits he is a mountain lion. The principal looks surprised and excited, because this is the first time a mountain lion has enrolled at the school. Suddenly, the school alarm rings. Lisa goes to check and finds Anna and Melody wandering into a restricted area. She sends her assistant to escort them out. Lisa then introduces Jay to the school and its students. He quickly notices the variety among them. Some are predators, while others are prey animals. Despite these differences, they all live together under strict rules. Most students are curious and welcoming, but Jeffrey is not. He clocks the new guy as competition in about 3 seconds. Jeffrey is a wolf shapeshifter and the strongest student at the school. Seeing a mountain lion makes him jealous and angry. He confronts Jay aggressively. Before things escalate, a teacher named James intervenes and stops it. After his adoptive mother and sister leave, Jay meets Andrew Milling, a wealthy man who funds the school. Andrew is also a shapeshifter and a mountain lion like Jay. He asks about Jay's past and learns that he ran away from his lion family years ago. Since then, he has lived among humans and lost his ability to transform. Basically, Carag ditched the wild and upgraded himself to homework. Andrew promises to help Jay reconnect with his animal side. Free mentorship from a rich mountain lion sounds almost too generous. Lisa shows Jay to his dormitory room. Inside, a squirrel suddenly appears at the window. Jay opens it, and the squirrel transforms into a cheerful girl named Holly. She introduces herself as his guide and explains some of the school rules. Later, Holly takes Jay to his first transformation class held deep in the forest. On the way, they meet Lou. She is a moose shapeshifter. When class begins, teacher Mr. Elwood reminds everyone they must only transform during lessons. Humans must never see them change. When it is Jay's turn to shift, he struggles. Years as a human have disconnected him from his animal form. Another student named Brandon suddenly shifts into a bison, and it is clear he cannot control it. Brandon changes species by accident like it is a sneeze. Seeing this happen so easily makes Jay feel even more unsure. Lisa steps in and helps Jay by telling him to close his eyes and remember his time in the mountains with his lion family. Jay focuses on those memories of his father teaching him how to live in the forest. He remembers his real name, Carag. He slowly transforms into a mountain lion. The other students cheer and applaud. Lisa then instructs everyone to transform into their animal forms. From that moment on, Jay begins to accept his true identity as Carag. Later that evening, Brandon arrives as his new roommate. Brandon is kind but has trouble controlling his transformations. He sometimes transforms into a bison while sleeping, breaking several beds. Rooming with him is a safety hazard for furniture. Carag becomes friends with Holly and Brandon. However, tension with Jeffrey continues. In the cafeteria, Carag sees Jeffrey and his wolf pack bullying a small rabbit shapeshifter named Bo. When Carag confronts Jeffrey to defend Bo, Jeffrey warns him to stay out of his business. Jeffrey acts like cafeteria bullying is part of the food chain. James intervenes and reminds them that fighting is only allowed during combat class. The next day in combat class, students practice fighting in their animal forms. The rules are clear. They fight to build skills without causing serious harm. Brandon is matched against a bear shapeshifter. However, Brandon refuses to participate and runs away, shouting that he is against violence. When it is Carag's turn, he still cannot transform. Andrew, who has been watching, calls Carag over and hands him a small pouch filled with mountain soil. The familiar scent instantly triggers Carag's transformation. As a mountain lion, he fights skillfully and defeats the bear. After class, Andrew gives Carag the pouch to keep and offers to become his personal mentor. Carag agrees. Jeffrey watches this interaction with jealousy. He approaches Carag and challenges him to a fight in the forest. Carag accepts, wanting to prove himself. That evening, Carag discusses the challenge with his friends. Brandon warns that fighting outside class could get Carag expelled, but Carag says he is tired of Jeffrey's bullying. Holly decides to support her friend. That night, Carag, Holly and Brandon sneak out to meet Jeffrey. However, when they arrive, Carag realizes it was a trap. Instead of fighting two wolves as agreed, he faces Jeffrey and his entire pack. They attack from all sides, and despite fighting bravely, Carag begins losing. Seeing his friend in danger, Holly pushes Brandon off a rock, forcing him to transform. Brandon charges at the wolves as a massive bison. His intervention saves Carag's life, and the wolves retreat in defeat. The next morning, James notices that several students are injured, including Carag. He tells them to go to the infirmary. The students make up various excuses, but it is obvious they were fighting. Andrew invites Carag for a drive. During their conversation, Andrew tells Carag that he knows everything about last night. He says a true mountain lion should be able to defeat wolves without help, even if facing 4 opponents. Andrew explains that Carag left his family too young and never learned to hunt properly. He offers to teach Carag these essential skills, then drives him back to school. Lissa confronts Andrew about giving Carag special treatment. She argues that favoritism will negatively affect other students and insists everyone should be treated equally. Andrew responds that Carag is special and deserves extra attention. Since Andrew funds the school, she cannot argue further, and he leaves. All the students who fought outside of class are punished and assigned to work in the kitchen. During this time, Lou secretly takes Carag into the forest. She shows him a hidden meeting where the school's Woodwalker council and teachers are gathered. Lou explains that they are discussing the recent animal attacks on humans. The council believes Woodwalkers may be responsible. Lissa is also present at the meeting. The council worries that human discovery could destroy peaceful coexistence between species. The following day, Andrew takes Carag deep into the forest to teach him hunting. Andrew explains that frequent transformations will help Carag control both forms better. He demonstrates how to stalk prey quietly and strike at the right moment. Carag successfully hunts his first deer. Andrew mentions he once had a daughter who would be Carag's age if still alive. At lunch break, Carag tells his friends about the hunting experience. Lou becomes upset and walks away without saying anything. Holly explains to Carag that Lou's mother was attacked by a mountain lion years ago. The attack left her mother unable to walk properly. This traumatic history is the reason Lou distrusts mountain lions. That night, Carag hears howling outside. Looking through his window, he sees Jeffrey and his wolf pack sneaking away from the school. Curious and suspicious, Carag follows them to discover what they are planning. The wolves travel to a nearby factory. They scare away the security guard and enter the building. Inside, they begin damaging the electrical cables connected to the machinery. Jeffrey suddenly notices Carag watching them. He angrily accuses Carag of spying and threatens to attack him. Before they can fight, Andrew arrives and stops them. He urgently tells Jeffrey and the wolves to leave immediately before they get caught. Carag realizes Andrew is behind everything the wolves are doing. Andrew then takes Carag to his house to explain everything. He reveals that he is responsible for all the attacks on humans. Years ago, hunters killed Andrew's wife and daughter in their animal forms. Since then, Andrew has hated humans deeply. He believes humans destroy forests without consequences, build factories that release harmful chemicals, and kill innocent animals. The factory they just visited has already destroyed half the surrounding forest. Andrew explains that he formed a team of woodwalkers with the goal of sabotaging human construction projects. He says he brought Carag to the school because he is special and asks him to join their mission. Carag feels shocked and conflicted. He refuses to give an immediate answer and asks for time to think. Andrew agrees but tells him to decide quickly, because they are planning a major mission. A few days later, the three friends explore the forest together. Brandon, in his bison form, accidentally collides with a vehicle. That driver just met a speed bump with horns. The vehicle belongs to Carag's adoptive family, who have come to visit because they miss him. As Carag shows them his room, Anna notices the name Carag on the door instead of Jay. He quickly explains it is a nickname students use. Then they notice Holly in her squirrel form, trying to steal money from Anna's bag. Before leaving, Anna invites Carag to join them for a camping trip in the mountains over the weekend. Carag happily agrees. After his family leaves, Andrew calls Carag. He asks if Carag has made his decision, because their major mission is scheduled for the weekend. Carag refuses, explaining that he already made plans to go camping with his family. Andrew becomes angry and demands that Carag choose between humans and animals. He hangs up abruptly. Upset by Andrew's harsh tone, Carag transforms into his lion form and runs deep into the forest to clear his mind. When Carag stops to rest, hunters spot him using a drone. They release trained dogs to chase him. A crow shapeshifter, who is also a student, arrives to help. The crow destroys the drone and guides Carag back toward the school. But Carag collapses midway due to exhaustion. When the dogs catch up, Carag transforms back into human form. The dogs stop in confusion and slowly move away. Andrew finds Carag collapsed and takes him home to recover. When Carag wakes up, he is overwhelmed with fear and frustration. He begins to believe his lion family may have been killed by hunters, just like Andrew's family. Andrew speaks about how ruthless humans are and how they destroy everything around them. In this emotional state, Carag agrees to help with the mission. Andrew explains the plan. Their target is a mining operation destroying the forest. First, they will scare the workers away. Then they will release large logs down a hill to destroy the equipment. Andrew also promises Carag that they will search for his lion family, if they are still alive. Before leaving for the mission, Anna calls Carag to confirm their camping plans. Carag lies and says he cannot come because he has urgent schoolwork to complete. He tells them to enjoy the trip without him. After hanging up, Carag joins Andrew and the other Woodwalkers. Andrew and his team arrive at a hill overlooking the mining site. Large wooden logs are positioned at the top, ready to roll down toward the machinery below. Just before they begin, Carag looks down and sees his family setting up camp directly in the path. He realizes his entire family will be killed if the plan proceeds. Panicked, Carag begs the group to stop the mission. He explains that his family is below. The shapeshifters ignore him. Desperate, Carag calls Andrew and begs him to abort. He reminds Andrew of his promise. Andrew coldly responds that some casualties are acceptable. He adds that they are not Carag's real family. Andrew hangs up. Carag feels betrayed. He tries to stop them from releasing the logs, but no one listens. At that moment, his friends arrive. Brandon, in his bison form, stops the truck from releasing the logs. However, Andrew's team fights them to complete the mission. Jeffrey and his pack see shapeshifters flying overhead. Fearing expulsion, the wolves abandon the mission and run. Andrew arrives and transforms into a mountain lion. He attacks Carag. During their battle, the ropes break. The logs begin rolling toward the mining equipment and Carag's family. Carag stops fighting and chases the logs to protect his family. Below, Anna hears rumbling and shouts for everyone to take cover. However, Melody wears headphones and cannot hear the warnings. The logs roll toward her. Just before they crush her, Carag leaps forward and pushes Melody to safety. Carag transforms back into his human form and runs to embrace Anna. She is relieved. Andrew arrives pretending concern. Melody says the mountain lion saved her, but no one believes her. Andrew calls a helicopter to transport the family to the hospital. After they leave, Carag confronts Andrew. He threatens to tell Lissa the truth. To keep Carag silent, Andrew reveals that he knows where Carag's real lion family is. He promises to reveal their location only if Carag keeps quiet. Lissa arrives at the site. Andrew blames everything on his assistant. Lissa does not fully believe him, but she promises to investigate further. Back at the school, the students celebrate Carag as a hero. Word spreads that he risked his life to save humans. Lou forgives Carag and becomes his friend again. Even the weaker students who once feared him now respect him. Carag feels genuinely happy because he finally has true friends who accept both sides of who he is. The movie ends with Carag finding balance between his human life and his true nature, surrounded by people who understand him. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.